Are you tired of repeating yourself 100 times a day? Do you feel like the only way your child listens is when you raise your voice? If you've ever felt frustrated, overwhelmed, or guilty after yelling, know this: you are not a bad parent, and you are definitely not alone. Parenting is challenging, and when emotions run high, it can feel like yelling is the only option. But what if I told you there is a better way? One that helps your child listen while also strengthening your relationship instead of damaging it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get your child to listen without yelling. These simple but powerful strategies are backed by experts in real-life parenting experience. And if you stay until the end, you'll walk away with tools you can start using today. And if you enjoy practical parenting content like this, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Before we talk about solutions, it's important to understand why children don't listen in the first place. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with disrespect or trying to push your buttons. Young children are naturally curious and wired to explore their environment. Their brains are still developing, especially the areas responsible for focus, impulse control, and emotional regulation. When your child doesn't respond right away, it's often because they're deeply engaged in something that feels more important to them in that moment. Sometimes children don't listen because they feel overwhelmed. Too many instructions at once can cause their brains to shut down. Other times, they tune out because they associate a parent's voice with frustration, nagging, or negativity. And as children grow, they naturally begin to assert their independence. Saying no, ignoring requests, or testing limits is part of how they learn autonomy. When children feel controlled instead of connected, resistance becomes their way of communicating. Now let's talk about yelling. We've all been there. You ask nicely once, then twice, then 5 times, and before you know it, you're raising your voice. Yelling may seem like it works in the moment, but what's actually happening in your child's brain is very different. When a child is yelled at, their brain enters fight or flight mode. This stress response makes it harder for them to process language and understand what you're saying. Instead of learning, they either shut down, become defensive, or emotionally withdraw. Over time, frequent yelling can seriously impact a child's self-esteem and emotional well-being. It can create fear instead of respect and distance instead of trust. Children may comply in the moment, but they aren't learning self-discipline or problem-solving skills. Most importantly, yelling can weaken the bond between parent and child, which is the foundation of cooperation and communication. So how do you get your child to listen without raising your voice? One of the most effective changes you can make is to physically connect before you correct. Instead of calling out instructions from another room, walk over to your child, get down to their eye level, gently touch their arm or shoulder, and say their name. This simple action signals safety, connection, and attention. When children feel seen and respected, they are far more likely to listen. Your tone also matters more than you might think. Children naturally mirror the emotional energy of the adults around them. If you speak calmly and firmly, your child is more likely to respond calmly as well. Being calm doesn't mean being passive. You can still set boundaries and expectations without sounding angry or threatening. A steady, confident voice communicates authority far more effectively than yelling ever will. Another powerful strategy is simplifying your instructions. Vague or broad commands can be confusing and overwhelming for children. Instead of telling your child to clean their room, try giving 1 or 2 clear, specific steps. When instructions are broken down into manageable pieces, children are more likely to follow through successfully. Giving children choices is another game-changing approach. When kids feel like they have no control, they push back. Offering limited choices allows them to feel empowered while still following your rules. For example, instead of saying, "Brush your teeth now," you might say, "Do you want to brush your teeth before or after putting on your pajamas?" The outcome is the same, but your child feels respected and involved in the decision. Natural consequences can also be incredibly effective. Instead of yelling or lecturing, allow real-life consequences to teach the lesson whenever it's safe to do so. If toys aren't put away, they may not be available later. If homework isn't finished, screen time might be shortened. These experiences help children understand responsibility without damaging their confidence or your relationship. There are also a few simple tools that can help you stay calm in challenging moments. One is pausing for just 5 seconds before responding. This brief pause gives your nervous system a chance to settle and prevents you from reacting out of frustration. Another surprisingly effective technique is lowering your voice instead of raising it. Whispering grabs a child's attention because it's unexpected, and it encourages them to listen closely. Adding playfulness to everyday tasks can completely change your child's response. Turning cleanup time into a game or a race reduces resistance and makes cooperation feel fun instead of forced. And don't underestimate the power of positive reinforcement. When you notice your child listening or following instructions, acknowledge it. Simple statements like, "I love how you listened the first time," or "Thank you for helping without being asked," reinforce the behavior you want to see more often. Parenting is one of the hardest jobs in the world, and no one gets it right all the time. There will be days when patience runs thin, and that's okay. What matters is making small, intentional changes that lead to long-term growth. Yelling may feel like a quick fix, but calm connection builds lasting results. When you choose to communicate with respect, clarity, and empathy, you're not just getting your child to listen. You're teaching them emotional regulation, problem solving, and mutual respect. You're creating a safe environment where your child feels valued and understood. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments which strategy you're going to try first. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with another parent who could use a little encouragement today. Until next time, happy parenting.